never change, even if they start to hate on my name. Stay true to yourself and never ride another wave. They say that I ain't been acting the same. I wasn't happy, won't go back again. Moving and shaking till they know the name. Can't handle the boy because they sound the same, yeah. I came to save you from all of the fakers. Wanna know about me, then call all of my haters. They'll tell you that the boy ain't really worth it. In the stew every week with the same purpose. The boy been hot in a lit furnace. I feel like I deserve this. We will never change, yeah. Always moving major. Saying that I'm not the one, but you've been sounding crazy. We will never change, yeah. Always moving major. Saying that I'm not the one, but you've been sounding crazy.
Believe that can fly, that's Kelly. Grew up on West, ain't nothing you can tell me. Knew they would ride with me once they knew my M.O. Better hold on, whoa Nelly. I must say what I need to say, Mayor. Watch how I built it out, I'm the conveyor. At these shows and I rap and I know they gon' clap. Yeah, they put their hands together, no prayer. I ain't worried about you, I'm just worried about me. What I know is what I'll be. And y'all was heartless, got you out of my system to make good music. No ID. You will never bring me down, never break my stride. I'ma make it out by rapping how I feel inside, yeah.
We will never change, yeah. Always moving major. Saying that I'm not the one, but you've been sounding crazy. We will never change, yeah. Always moving major. Saying that I'm not the one, but you've been sounding crazy. You know I always stand tall. They gon' wanna see me fall.
What's going on, MBL Network? We are live right now here on youtube.com/Madden Bomber League. I'm joined alongside my co-host right now, Lip Ripper. This is episode number 48, November 12th. It's a Monday, precisely 6:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Lip. That means we're 20 minutes late, but we're still feeling great. Don't hate. How's it going?
It's going great. It's a big night. There's a lot to catch up on. A lot of big stuff happened, a lot to talk about. And that's all just before we get to the biggest night, probably the second biggest night of the entire year, draft night.
All right, let's get right into it.
Such an exciting time.
All right, here's what we're doing. Around the league stuff, we're going to just go back about 24 hours on the, and I told Lip something different in our pregame little meeting. What we're going to do here is we're going to go back 24 hours. We're going to take a look at some Bleacher Report stuff and catch up in the league. All right, 23 hours ago. And we're going to go into their early morning drop. They're doing this morning drop thing. I love it. Have you seen that yet? We're going to talk about it in just a second. I don't want to get super ahead of myself here. But let's go right now. Washington Redskins send their first-round pick this year. And this is a big news because this has to do with something else that I'm going to push right now. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and hit it. Here's the Building the Franchise reveal. From the last episode we had, Building the Franchise of the Indianapolis Colts. We've done the Colts and the Cowboys. As you know, the Colts came up short last year. And we're doing the Washington Redskins. That's who we're covering right now. You see it on the screen. Big time trade alert. Washington Redskins send their first round pick for this year. NBL season 35. NBL season 36 first round pick. Defensive end, Devin Barker. Titans send first round pick this year. NBL season 35. 9th overall pick. They also kick back a 3rd round pick. Thoughts on this trade, Lip?
I think it's good. The Redskins were 8-8 last year. They got 2 Titans of the NFC in there with the Giants and Cowboys. It's going to be tough to take that division, but this trade puts them in position to do it. I'm excited to watch that unfold.
All right, so who's the winner in this trade?
Oh, easy. The Redskins, for sure.
All right, I'm getting the whiteboard set up, so talk a little bit about it right here. I'm gonna show you something real quick on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, about this trade, about this tweet. The word "bros" right here. Lip, you brought it out about bro. Who's bro?
I don't know. I just
short for Bleacher Report offseason. The bro. It's the bro season. It's the bro season in the NBL. Exactly. I absolutely love it. All right, moving forward, updated 10:49 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This was on November 11th, just yesterday, the Sunday. Rodgers makes it official. He signs with the Los Angeles Rams for $39 million. We'll talk about that in a little bit during the free agency time. We're also going to have Timbo come on here and talk a little bit about what's going on in the NBL as far as free agency with Bleacher Report. LaShawn McCoy is off to Denver. Is that going to make any big noise? LaShawn McCoy, older player. Gio Bernard. Yeah, that's spelled wrong right there, but he signs with the New York Jets. Any signings you like with that? Bernard to the Jets, McCoy to Denver. I think Bernard has a little bit more left on the tank as compared to LaShawn McCoy.
I'm not a big fan of Bernard, especially because of the Jets situation. They had a chance at the division last year and just straight up blew it. I love Matt Stafford to the Packers, man. Staying in that division, the Lions, we're done with him. They said he doesn't have it anymore. He's going to go to Green Bay and prove them wrong. I love it.
No, we didn't say anything. The key changed to the facility. He got the point, and that was it. Indianapolis Colts, they trade a quarterback they just signed. They just signed Jacoby Brissett to a 3-year, $30 million deal. Here's my question to you, Lip. If you have access to the internet right now, I assume you're on here. Or I'm going to ask the fans, what was the signing bonus they gave Brissett? Because they just traded him to the 4th round. So I think there's a little bit more than a 4th round pick involved in here. They're going to take a cap penalty for trading Jacoby Brissett. They're still responsible for what they guaranteed him. But it was a 3-year, $30 million deal. Sent him to Los Angeles for a 4th round pick. I love the trade for the Los Angeles Chargers. This is bro season right now in the NBL. This is Bleacher Report off-season news. What do you think about this trade?
Yeah, I like it because we had seen that the Chargers have missed out on quite a few free agents, quarterbacks. There was a lot of them. They missed out on a lot of their top choices. They were kind of worried they were going to have to bring back old Phillip Rivers, but they make this trade. And I actually talked with Colts ownership about Brissett for a little bit. I think he's a very good option. He's fairly cheap in terms of quarterbacks across the board. So I think it's a good pick, especially for a 4th round.
Yeah, 4th round pick. You can't beat that. All right, moving along. Best available free agents, late stage. We're already past that. Bleacher Report update, 12:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not too long ago, just a little less than a day ago, Andrew Luck signs a 3-year deal with the Broncos. Big time news because that team is drafted in the top 5. Wide receiver Cameron Meredith heads west, signing a 4-year deal with the Niners. Left outside linebacker Barkevius Mingo and Cowboys agreed to a 3-year deal worth $16.9 million. As we know, the Cowboys lost who? Sean Lee. And they replaced him with Mingo. Not a bad replacement. Obviously, you lose the real brains that Sean Lee comes with, the leadership that he comes with. But I think they're saying, hey, Jalen Smith, Van Der Esch, it's your time to step up. I think Barkevius Mingo is actually a great signing. I think he's going to be a good player for that team. 3-year deal, 16.9, pretty team friendly. I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be fine without Sean Lee. Obviously, a regressing Sean Lee, 32 years old. I like the deal. I like the deal. Cameron Meredith heads to the 49ers. Always a big receiver that can make the spectacular catch over top of the corners. You know, you got the high point ability with him. And then Andrew Luck signing a 3-year deal with $84.6 million. I'm gonna circle that one right here, Lip, because I don't know if this guy's worth a 3-year deal at $84 million. Because by my math, that puts him over $20 million a year, and he gets hurt a lot. We saw him go down with the Colts 5 times in 2 seasons. Thoughts on that signing alone? Denver Broncos, Andrew Luck, 3 years, $84.6 million.
Andrew Luck has to be the happiest guy in the world because he has got a lot of money, and he is out of that situation. in Indianapolis. And I'm going to expand on that a little bit by saying they had him dropping back in the pocket 8, 12 yards, and that was no good because he wasn't allowing his line. We saw it a lot in the playoffs. He wasn't stepping up, and whatever the coaching was in Indianapolis was not working out for him, and that's why he was getting hurt a lot. If he plays smart, steps up in the pocket, he's going to eliminate that issue entirely, I think. And he's got a lot of money, and I really like it. I really like the Barkevious Mingo signing just because it's pretty cheap. Yeah. And they replace Sean Lee, like you said.
Demaryius Thomas signs with the New York Jets. They've been kind of active, kind of on a low end here, making some big splash plays. The New York Giants signed middle linebacker Danny Trevathan, a great zone coverage linebacker as well. He can play coverage. That's really important for the New York Giants. That's what they're looking for. They got pass rushers. They're looking for some coverage linebackers. They get it there with Danny Trevathan on a 2-year deal. Michael Brockers, he was big out there. 3-year, $28.4 million. The Baltimore Ravens. Cougs making deals, making plays. What do you think about that signing to Baltimore?
I'm not in love with any of these signings. I really don't want to comment a whole lot on them because none of them really stand out to me.
All right, Lip wants to move on. All right, morning drop. That's from this morning, 9 hours ago, early morning in the wee hours. Shout out to Timbo and the company. His crew is doing a great job. We'll also be talking to him. Once we get to this point right here, you see it on the screen, I'll circle. Once we get to NBL free agency, we're going to talk to Timbo live on the phone, and we'll have a live caller. And he'll be discussing some of this free agency that's been going on, how crazy it's been in the first real free agency of the NBL. Bro season didn't start last season. It started this season because last season's free agency, the first free agency for Madden 19, wasn't the greatest. Titans bring in veteran Marvin Jones Jr. in on a 4-year deal. Pittsburgh completes their free agency after bringing in hard-hitting safety, veteran safety, Cam Chancellor. And then they talk about the NBL draft. Any of those guys kind of make you go, okay, that's a good pickup. Marvin Jones does have a little bit left on his tires. He's 90-plus medium, 90-plus deep accuracy. Still has the over-the-top ability. Over-the-top high point ability. Not over-the-top as he's going to get over top of the defense. He can just get up and make plays. But any of those names, Cam Chancellor, does he got anything left?
Yeah, I think that he does. And if he doesn't physically, he's got a name that is going to make some people stay away from his side of the field. So I think that's a good signing and a defense that needs, something, a little bit of an improvement. So I think Cam Chancellor gives that to Pittsburgh.
All right, we also have some breaking news. The Seattle sends the 7th overall pick. Jacksonville sends the 26th overall pick. Next year's first round and first round grade talent defensive end Taven Bryan. He was drafted in the first round. Lip, you've been shopping this defensive end. You finally get him off your hands, and hopefully he doesn't go to Seattle and shine like he was predicted to do. I mean, he was a first-round pick. He's got all the talent in the world, just finds himself clogged behind a very talented defensive line in Jacksonville. This could really come back to bite you. This is 3 first-round grades you're given here. If you learned anything from the Josh Allen trade is don't do it. Don't do it. But you did it, and where are you going at 7? Everybody wants to know.
We're gonna sit back and watch what happens.
See, when you're at 7, he gave up so much,
there.
And he still knows he's not even close to in control of this draft, so he can't even say anything. He doesn't want to give away where he might be going because he's got 6 people in front of him, and one of them's Darth Ben, and we know he's crazy. All right, moving along, what do we got? According to sources, the Vikings and Bears hit a late snag in their trade talks. The Bears want to move up in the draft to 16, but the Vikings want more than the Bears were offering. Appears unlikely a deal will get done before the NBL draft. Yeah, that was a pick in which the Bears are trying to go from 24 to 16. The Vikings are looking to move back. The Bears aren't offering too much. Breaking news. Chiefs and Bucks have agreed to a deal in principle. Pending approval from the NBL league offices, appears the Chiefs will move up in the draft from pick 55 to 29. The Bucks will also receive the Chiefs' 2nd and 5th round picks next year. This got approved, I believe.
Yeah.
I wasn't around for that one. I don't think I voted on that one, but I believe it would get approved. So what's the thoughts on that? Chiefs, Bucks moving back?
I love it because I like that there's 2 different ways to value picks, and you can value the higher 1 pick or the 2 later picks. I like both options. And the Bucks are in that position where they think that they made the NFC Championship. They think they're in position. They don't need that first-round pick, so they're going to move back and try to get some depth, try to get some different things. So I like it. I like it a lot. And oppositely, the Chiefs are in a position where they need something. They need a big guy to hit to push them into the AFC Championship and the Super Bowl. So I like the move for both teams.
Win-win for both teams, developing the 2 times. We already know what happens here. The 2-time champion, the 2-time Cleveland Browns are in discussions involving trading their late first-round pick, the latest of the latest. The latest and greatest first-round pick is a 32nd overall. Details are unfolding. We'll report. That actually happened. And, guys, if you didn't know what you're watching right now, you say, what am I watching right now? This is the NBL Network. If you want to join the NBL, go to 365.maddenbomberleague.com. And FYI, it's bro season. It's bro season right now. It's bro season in the NBL. That's a new thing. We just created here on the Commission Corner podcast. So the Browns ended up sending their first-round pick, 32nd overall, to the Houston Texans for a second and third-round pick. This allows them to get the depth that they're looking for. Sources told Bleacher Report Sklamberg Texans will then swap pick 32 with Raiders for cornerback Jerrion Conley. Did that get approved?
I do believe so. I would say yes.
Wow. So they ended up getting their cornerback that they were looking for. First round,
yes.
Great. Buffalo has 6 picks in the first 3 rounds of tonight's NBL draft. Number 2, number 7, number 34, number 41, number 66, and 70. I'm more impressed at the 4 picks they have in the first 41. I think that's big, Lip. I think this team has an opportunity to turn around talent-wise on their team. I think they need to get it done. They got the 2nd pick in the draft, and I know they're going quarterback, baby. I even know the quarterback they're going, but I'm going to save that probably for this segment right here. We'll talk about it right when we get to that point. But, Lip, any thoughts on these Buffalo Bills having a plethora of picks?
Yeah, I think that they I think I know where they're going to exactly. And it's – I mean, I've talked to ownership before, and they said they just didn't like Allen, and they moved him, and they got a lot of picks. They moved some other guys, and they have a lot of picks in what I think is a pretty good draft in the first 2 rounds for sure. So they're going to get 4 good players, and it's going to be exciting for them tonight. They're going to have a big night.
We got 33 viewers right now watching what do we watch? Commissioner Corner podcast here on the NBL Network. I do so many shows. 48th episode. We're approaching 50th episode. The Bills actually continued, and they actually got a quote from Pricey. Pricey talked to Bleacher Report about the draft strategy coming into tonight. We're going to attack it. We plan to be quarterback first. What, should I do it in Pricey's voice?
Do it how when you call me and tell me a Pricey.
Bomber, we're going to attack it, man. We're just like quarterback first, and then our 2nd round picks, we plan to go defense. Besides our first pick, it's going to be a defensive draft for us. He's kind of like, he kind of does like that coach from the Raiders right now that isn't doing too well. With a $100 million man, something about that. Oh, we got that already. OSU is going to cover this tonight. That's right, tonight. Don't forget, NBL Todd McShay. That group over there with Jamie. Right there. 1A, 1B. Bleacher Report, you've been killing it. Little side piece to Bleacher Report is this little draft gurus he got going on over here. This is all under the Bleacher Report umbrella, if you guys were wondering. They all came together, and they're putting out some great stuff, some top 5s at each position. OSU's going to have this on the draft tonight. The draft is tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/MBL Network. You will want to be there. Trust me. We're not going to talk about that right now. OSU's going to use that graphic in a little bit. Tampa Bay sends the 29th overall pick to Kansas City, who sends their 2nd round pick, next year's 2nd and next year's 5th. Did that get approved?
Yeah, we just talked about it.
Okay, all right. So that's it. We're all caught up on Bleacher Report
yes, we
right
are.
now. So time to transition back to where we came from. Here we go. We already did the building the franchise reveal. I guess it's time to get into legacy issues with Bananas.
Ooh.
And by legacy issues, I mean these issues are good issues. These aren't bad issues for Bananas. This is good stuff. Let's go ahead and move on. What do we got? Hit the legacy graphic on the screen. Here we go. We drop it down. Owner Bananas. Career record 137, 69, and 2. 8 division titles, 3 conference titles, 3 Super Bowl titles. That makes him tree for tree, Lip. He says if I go 6 for 6 and he ends up tying me and he's a perfect like Jordan, I mean, yeah, you're the best. I mean, there ain't nothing to say after that, right? Madden 19 record, he's 26, 4, and 2. He's got 2 ties, man. He's got more ties in Madden than he's got in his closet. Boom. What do you think?
No.
Legacy debate for Bananas right now. Did he just pass Star in at the top? He's got 3 Super Bowl stars, got 2. I think so.
I think that this is all about the wins, and when you make it and lose, it doesn't count. If you don't make it, it doesn't count. So to me, right now, he's kind of in the ballpark of a little bit of a legacy. But I mean, just talking right now, this cycle, I'm not counting the one from before. So I'm talking right now. You've seen a couple of teams do it before. You've seen the Chiefs, the 49ers, the Steelers, and I think the Browns from last cycle. 2 in a row. To really take the next step, it's got to be 3 in a row. Nobody's ever done it. It's the newest thing. It's got to be 3 in a row. If you're not aiming for that, which I know you are, it's going to set you above everybody else No doubt about it.
All right, so you can stop dodging the question here. Did he pass Z-Star as number 3?
Well, I mean, if you're looking at it straight, if we're having like the LeBron Jordan talk,
him LeBron. He's not LeBron.
If that's the talk we're having, yes, I guess 3 for 3 is better than 2 for 5.
3 for 3 with 2 verse from Z-Star. He's taking him away. So I mean that plays into my factor when I go, okay, he's got 3, which is 3 is better than 2, but 2 of his 3 came versus the guy that we're talking about right now. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, man, I think he did just pass him. Now, is he past him where he's never going to have to deal with that again? No, because if Star comes back, wins another one. Now it's 3-3, and then the argument will probably lean bananas. But once you get to the next one, if he gets to 4, I mean, it's just it could be back and forth. But I think right now he kind of zooms past him because let's look how hot the Browns have been. We're gonna put the Browns banner on the screen right there. You see it, two-time. We also saw that in the magazine right there. We just got stuff galore coming out for this Cleveland Browns. Thought about them kind of dominating the MBL right now. How impressive has it been, this little run Bananas is on right now?
Well, I mean, it is very impressive because, I mean, look at that. 4 losses and pretty close. I mean, 2 games there that were ended up in ties. They could easily been in the win column. 4 losses and 2 seasons. That's extremely impressive, and that's tough to do. That's being prepared every single week and not having any doubt about yourself going into a game. It's very impressive. And the biggest thing about this team is that they're so young and so talented across the board, every position, that I don't think that there's any team that's even close to slowing them down. Looking at the rosters across the league, I just don't see it. I don't see it at all.
All right, keep talking a little bit. I got some text I got to put on the screen right here, and I'm in the editor. So, Lip, keep talking about the Browns. Can they three-peat? And if they three-peat, do they four-peat, and then we just close shop? Because, I mean, if you're four-peating, there's no competition here. No point of us just running this anymore.
Well, I mean, I think that they had a pretty tight battle with the Colts. The Colts made some boneheaded mistakes in the AFC Championship game that kept them out of that Super Bowl, allowed the Browns to go on and just steamroll the Dallas Cowboys. But I'm telling you, man, I talked about it on the show while the Cowboys were just getting mashed into pieces.
What happened in that last game? Seriously,
man, I don't know, but all I know is that when you lose like that, it really does fuel you like nothing you can recreate. Like, you can't just be like, I'm really pumped about this game. It's something completely different where you're like, man, I've had a really bad game the last time I was in this big game or big stage or something, and that's why that's why I would be worried if I was the Browns, because it's not like my roster versus yours or my play against yours. There's going to be a whole new level of like determination from the Cowboys. So that's the one thing that's probably the only thing I'd be worried about if I was the Browns.
All right, so Cleveland has kind of marked themselves into the record books, if you will, right now. Winning 2 in a row. They got an opportunity to go for 3. I'm still pushing this live content I got at the bottom here, Lip. So we're going to move on to the next. It's going to be MBL free agency, which we will get Timbo on the line. I just want to make sure I knock out this little part that I forgot to do. My wife's calling me right now. Things are getting hot and heavy right now between this Commissioner Corner podcast. Excited that everybody can be joining us right now as my wife is on. I forgot I put her on whatchamacallit. So every time she calls, it's going to be a ringer. Ooh. All right, well, let's keep talking. Cleveland Browns. I got their stuff on the board right now. I'm pushing this live. MBL Season 35 Rookie Draft is live tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv. And it should be on the thing here in just a second. Yeah, it is. All right, there we go. All right, we're live right now. Preview editor is done. All right, here we go. Sorry, I had to do some stuff, and Lift didn't help me out. He didn't talk long enough. All right, here we go. Moving on. We got Bananas argument out of the bag. What do you guys think? Bananas gonna be one of the best in the league coming up. Maybe pushing for that 1 or 2. I guess we'll find out here in just a second. We're gonna move to MBL free agency, in which we're gonna talk about some of the big free agency signings. Once we get there in just a second. All right, overlay number 3 is MBL free agency, Aaron Rodgers. He was a big-time signing this offseason. Biggest contract ever, Lip, $39 million.
Yeah, I mean, he deserves it. No doubt about it.
Thanks, man. Just pass it right back. All right, here we go.
Well,
all
because
right.
I want you to ask me why.
Well, why? Why does he deserve it? Why does he deserve it?
Oh my goodness. I mean, you look at this guy, he has like the most amazing, oh my goodness, stats. Like you could not argue any other quarterback in this entire league. Nobody is better than Aaron Rodgers. Of course he deserves it.
All right, so we're going to get Timbo on the line here. Timbo should be calling in. Timbo, we're ready to talk some free agency right now and see what's going on within the league. Bleacher Report talked about a lot of these things going on.
All these green circles.
So when he goes ahead and calls in, we'll go ahead and get him live on the screen right now. Don't forget, NBL Season 35 Rookie Draft is live tonight. We still got some great action coming up. We're going to call it Season 35 Draft Day. We got our mock picks for 1 through 5, or mock positions where we think people should be going. That's probably a better way to put it because that's exactly what it's going to be. Free agency has been a pretty hectic situation so far for both of these teams, for all the teams involved, and particularly the Los Angeles Rams, bringing in a $39 million quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. All right, so we're supposed to be talking to Timbo here.
Are you afraid of those Seahawks after they bring in a whole ton of talented free agents?
Yeah, they brought in Melvin Gordon, then they brought in Melvin Ingram. So they pretty much took a lot of talent from the Los Angeles Rams. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Mariota's their new quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, we got a lot of that covered on here. On Bleacher Report, they were talking about a lot of the pickups.
There's a lot.
See if we can find it as reported. We'll go to the Seattle Seahawks page. Here it is right here. Upon hearing about his former teammate's surprise release, which he was talking about Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon was talking about Melvin Ingram. He heard that Ingram got released. He said, wait, what? He got on the phone, calls Melvin Gordon, made a case for the defensive end to come to Seattle. Ingram said, you know what, I'm in. Let's do it. Melvin and Melvin are ready to cause trouble for opposing teams, and hashtag MBL Season 35. Now, that was pretty big news to me. I was excited to hear that. But free agency has been Detroit Lions had a big time free agency. Marcus Mariota, but the amount of quarterbacks out there, Mariota, Russell Wilson, Andrew Luck, it's been a ton of quarterbacks. Now we got Timbo calling right now. What's up, Timbo? Is this you? You're live on the air right now. Commissioner Corner Podcast, episode number 48.
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
What's up?
I know you all excited for the big draft tonight. How y'all feeling?
Yeah, absolutely. Excited about the draft, but we're here to talk a little free agency with you. This free agency was pretty crazy, man. It just seemed like everybody had somebody available in free agency that was kind of important to their team last season. We saw a lot of quarterbacks. What are your thoughts? What's the Bleacher Report thought on this free agency? How crazy has it been? Is it one of the biggest free agency we've seen in NBL history?
This was the best free agency in NBL history. I mean, let's just start off cut and dry. It was the best free agency. I think it was the deepest in terms of top tier talent. I don't think we've seen this type of talent in the first couple of stages. Even at the stage 2, still having some top tier talent that will maybe be gone after the first stage in normal free agency. So, I mean, just deals going crazy, money to be spent. And if you don't mind, I'm going to talk about a couple of teams here. First off, I'm going to talk about with Seattle. Seattle was the most aggressive team in free agency. Speaking with the ownership, they were telling us that, they wanted to go after the best and, and focus on the holes that they wanted to clear up. Being able to go after and get, players like Devin McCourty, Melvin Gordon, really kind of just, automatically, factor players that will come right in and be able to fill in. Even talking about Detroit picking up Miles Jack, 5 years, $100 million. That was probably the biggest deal, probably the most expected big deal for a player of his youth and his athleticism.
Yeah, we're looking at the Seattle Seahawks right now. Even in stage 2, Timbo, they came out big. Melvin Ingram, James Bradbury. I mean, we're talking about a cornerback there that was kind of highly coveted throughout free agency. He signed in the second round. They just seem like they got a lot of players, and maybe they're kind of flying under the radar in that division because we see Aaron Rodgers go for a $39 million deal to sign with the Rams after the Rams got rid of Jared Goff. So a lot of moving and shuffling. Do you think that's going to have a big impact on these teams in that division? Because the NFC West, 7-8 wins, you might win that division. So bringing in a guy like Aaron Rodgers and paying him $39 million, many people look and go, I don't know about that. Well, man, if he just gives you 3 more wins a season, this is a division-winning team.
Yeah, the NFC West was very active. Like I said, Seattle was very aggressive. Also with the Rams, putting pretty much all their chips to the table. $39 million is what Aaron Rodgers got for one season in LA. so he's going to be shining bright up in the sunshine. You also have Arizona, who also was very active on some of these players that they weren't able to come up with. I think, they were meeting with these players very early. They were kind of one of the first ones to reach out to a couple players, especially like Miles Jack. They were very interested in him, but it just seems like the ones that were able to kind of close it home, bring it in at the end, be able to kind of give them something where these players could look, hey, look, I can go here and make an immediate impact and possibly contend, to be one of the best, 4 to 8 teams, there at the end of the season.
All right, before I let you go, I have a question I really wanted to ask you, and this is really, I think the viewers are going to want to hear this as well. So we're talking about the big winners, right? Who won this free agency? Who lost? Who was involved in a lot of things? I mean, you got your ear to the streets. You know exactly what's going on in these MBL free agency. It's bro season right now. We're looking around. Who's going where? This guy's going that where. Who was involved in these trades? Who put out a lot of bids and tried to bring in guys and just couldn't snag themselves a superstar, and you think that might hurt them the next season? Who do you think the big losers of this free agency were?
Yeah, I really think, to piggyback off something I started earlier, I really think Arizona, and I don't really want to call them losers. I just feel like they were very unfortunate. I feel like they had the capital, they had the space. They wanted to really make this defense go to the next level, and Miles Jack was the one that they really was focused on. They also made some plays for some pass rushing. They weren't able to kind of fill in there. I'll also say a team probably more in the AFC that I didn't maybe I underestimated what they would have to do this offseason. But possibly because of what they did last offseason free agent, I think New England also took a step back. I feel like this year would have been the year that you could have saw them get an extra impact player, somebody that really would have stuck out in the first stage. I don't think they were maybe too aggressive. Maybe that just might have been their strategy. So I think maybe they kind of took a hit. There were some other teams that, kind of got some players in the later stage that didn't really stand out in the first stage. But I would say Arizona more because they were just a little more unlucky.
Yeah, that is something that I think a lot of us looking around didn't really realize how much they were involved in these players. They were on the phones. They were making the plays. So if you're a fan of the MBL Arizona Cardinals, do not think your team was sitting back and saying, hey, we won the division with 8 wins. I know we were 1 and done, but we're still, we still are happy about that win. No, they're trying to get better right now. They just weren't able to snag some of these big-time stars. Timbo, I appreciate you coming on. Any final words here about free agency? I mean, keep up the great work on Bleacher Report.
Yeah, so if you allow me a quick minute or two,
go ahead.
I want to put something out here. First off, I want to thank everyone for supporting the brand that is BR. This kind of literally grew from literally just being on my couch, sometimes being at work, having a few minutes here and there to kind of really put some things out in the league that maybe you guys wouldn't pay attention to. So I really appreciate the support. You guys don't understand what it's taken to get this team even going to this point. And with that being said, I think, Bomber, you'll be very excited about this. Lip, you as well, and the whole league. We are adding a couple of very dynamic, I say, positions to the BR. First off, he's a new member to the MBL. So first off, he's new. So he's definitely already a part of the brotherhood. But I want to welcome Motor. Motor will be a part of the BR team. He will be giving us data analytics, special data analytics. He brought a very good idea to me last week. He wants to kind of just show the tendencies of, in the big games of the week. He wants to show, break them down afterwards, kind of show, this concept worked more % of the time, show what teams, seem to play, let's say, good man coverage, the zone coverage in the red zone, certain kind of analytical stats, things that you guys don't, think about. Maybe he'll deep dive into a little bit more. So he's coming in with that. And also, if you all have been paying attention, MBL McShay, MBL Kuiper have been killing it with the draft coverage. And if you don't know, now you know. They will be a part of the BR team as special draft gurus. We're bringing everything under this BR umbrella, and I want to thank everyone who's given me the capital to start this, and we guys are just growing. So I appreciate you guys with the support. And as you see, this has been a great offseason. My whole team has really done a great job of giving you guys the best info, and now we're taking it to the new level if you're going to NBL season 35.
Absolutely, and big shout out to everybody under that Bleacher Report umbrella. And if you don't know where to find the Bleacher Twitter, it's at MBL_Bleacher. You should already know because you got to check those stories in the morning. The morning drop is usually the big little Woj bomb that we got here going on. It gives you some information, catches you up if you're busy at work. There's a quick summary of what's going on around the league, not just what happened, what might happen, what potentially could happen, what's trying to happen, and what teams are thinking. It basically breaks news, develops stories, gives you the headlines, all under that Bleacher Report umbrella. It's at MBL_Bleacher. And I really like the morning drop, man. That's my favorite part of the whole. It gets my day rocking and rolling. Appreciate you stopping by. We will see you next time on the next Commissioner Corner podcast. Let's make this more of a permanent thing than just a temporary stop by, Timbo. Appreciate you stopping by.
No problem. I'm always here, Barman. Thank you.
All right, that was Timbo, the Bleacher Report guru. He's the head of it all. He's the guy that runs everything for the Bleacher Report. Lip, I know you didn't get to hear much of that, but Timbo said some great things about some upcoming events we got going on, but we got to move on. We got to transition into our next topic here, and we're going straight to it. It's draft day. MBL season 35. First picks on the board. Green Bay Packers, Lip. Where are they going?
So I would have the Packers. I honestly thought that the Packers were going to go quarterback a couple days ago, but then they brought in the man, Matt Stafford. They don't want him in Detroit anymore. So I think that the Packers are going to go with wide receiver Derek Patterson. He's only 5'10", but with Matt Stafford throwing to him, he's not going to need a lot of size. Coming out of Texas, listed as a deep threat receiver because he's got that 4.3 speed, and I think he's going to become a Packer tonight.
Yeah, I think he's going wide receiver as well. All right, moving on to pick numero dos. Who do we got? It's the Buffalo Bills. Pay the bills, Buffalo Bills. They're going to pay their bills tonight because they got to pay their fans back with something. You trade Josh Allen. You run with Nick Foles. I'm upset as a Bills fan. I'm looking and going, are you kidding me? What are we doing? Well, now you got the second pick of the draft. I think they make it right tonight. I have them going George Romero. That's where I say they're going quarterback. Where do you see him, Lip?
Absolutely. The 6'6" quarterback Romero out of Wisconsin. He's got the big, strong arm. And if the Packers were to pass on a quarterback, which they should with Matt Stafford in town now, Romero's the guy for the Bills, and that's the best option for the Bills. And I think it's going to be a great draft for them. And that guy's going to kick it off tonight.
All right, third pick. We got the San Francisco 49ers, Darth Bin. He was talking punter. He was talking long snapper. Well, where do we see this guy going? And this kid's hilarious, but where do we see him going?
6'8", 326 pounds. Sanchez Horton. He's a left tackle out of Florida State. This guy had 37 reps on the bench press. He's going to be able to protect that quarterback that I know the 49ers like, and that's going to be their guy at pick number 3.
Sanchez Horton. That sounds like a phenomenal offensive lineman. Okay, so that's who we got going there. All right, for the fourth pick, we got the Denver Broncos. They brought in a quarterback this offseason. Now, do they still stay with that guy? I mean, what are they going to do here? I mean, this is a team that kind of changes color a lot. You don't really know what they got anymore. They got Chubb. They got Von Miller. Defensively, they're good. Do they go offensive side of the ball? What are you thinking here for the Denver Broncos?
I'm not really sure. I don't know what their taste is on offense, but if I was taking the guy that I think is the fourth best player, I would be going Lindsey Gardner. That's a corner out of Wisconsin as well. 6'2". This guy is huge, very quick. Got a lot of speed and agility, a little bit of a slower corner, but still with that size and great ball skills in zone and man coverage. I think he'd be a great guy to put on that defense to make it even tougher. I
think they got to go quarterback. They did sign Andrew Luck in the offseason. Here's their offseason acquisitions. Actually, I'll just tell it to you right now. LaShawn McCoy, Cyrus Jones, Andrew Luck, Michael Bennett, and that's pretty much it. I think Andrew Luck, you got to double down, maybe get a quarterback you can kind of ease into the situation in Denver. I think they should go quarterback. This is a quarterback-heavy draft, but Lip's not going to tell you that. You know why? Because Lip's sitting at 7. He needs a quarterback. There's 5 of them, but he doesn't trust the process right now. I don't think the Broncos go quarterback, but I think they should, Lip, so I don't think you have really nothing to worry about. But I think they should go. I think they should go quarterback. Now, Carolina Panthers, they're not going quarterback. They got Cam. Wham, bam, thank you, Cam. Cam Newton, Super Cam. He's the starting quarterback for that team. Where do you see these Carolina Panthers going?
I was going to have them go with a wide receiver, but
I think they are. I think they are. I think they're going to pair them, Lip, because they lost Samuel, and they traded Curtis Samuel for a 10th pick. It didn't work out last year. They need to pair a wide receiver next to DJ. Give me more. I think Porter will do it because Porter's a bright man. See, now he's definitely going to take a wide receiver. He's an intelligent man. He's one of the smartest men on this MBL planet. And it's season, so I think he's going for the bro. The bro next to his bro. His bro's DJ Moore. He loves him some Super Cam. He likes his man CMC. You got to put a wide receiver next to him. Maybe tight end even too, but I don't know if there's a tight end worth taking this early. What do you think, Lip? 5th pick, where's he going?
Well, if he is going wide receiver, I'd go DeAndre Clark, 6'2", 21 years old, out of Auburn. Really good short route runner. Got some good speed to him, even at 6'2". That's going to be the pick for them if they go wide receiver, because with Patterson off the board, in my mind, Clark becomes the second best wide receiver. And, I mean, there's a lot of talent there. So if they need to replace him, that's their guy.
That's our top five with less than 5. As I botched that, we're moving on here. This is the last topic. Commissioner Corner Podcast Crossfire segment. We're going to get the Crossfire on the board right there. Our first topic that we're going to be talking about, though, Lip, is going to be a little bit of these playoffs. Which playoff team from NBL Season 34 will not make the playoffs in NBL Season 35? Lip, you can't say the Cardinals. Go.
Well, it was going to be easy and say the Cardinals because that division, anybody could have won it, but I'm going to go with the Bears. I think that they had a really good season, and I'm not sure that it's going to repeat itself. And it's not that they're going to drop off tremendously. They're not going to win 7 games or 8 games. They're going to be right around that 9, 10, 11. But the Atlanta Falcons were right there. They missed the playoffs at 11-5. So it's not that the Bears are going to be really bad. It's just that they're going to have a little bit of a less.
Whoa. You saying the Chicago Bears?
Yeah, I'm saying.
I think the Bears aren't going to make the playoffs. So who gets in instead of the Bears?
I'm thinking that it's got to be the Falcons just because they didn't win their division. They're going to have that second place schedule. They're going to have a better year. I think the Bucs fall off.
I thought about that, but that second place schedule might not matter as much because they're going to be playing the NFC North next year. So that takes away one of the easier. Well, I mean, you still have to play Dracula.
Even in second place, you're still playing the Cowboys.
Which is good. But then the first place is still playing the Giants. I mean, that's the same.
That's what I mean. It's first and second place.
Exactly. And then you go look at the NFC West, and it's like either one of them is a fourth place seed. So I mean, what are we looking at here? So all right, my thing. I'm gonna go with wait for it. I'm gonna say the Indianapolis Colts don't make the playoffs.
Oh.
I'm going to say the Indianapolis Colts miss the playoffs this year. You say, well, who gets in? I don't know. I don't have answers for that. I just looked at the Colts and I thought Double A might be watching and it would piss them off if I said that. So I'm going Colts. Colts don't make it. BTF, backstab. Let's go. Nah, but in reality, I'm not taking. Hold on, I'm not taking the Colts. I'm not taking the Colts, man. Come on.
I can tell
taking
you
the
why,
Cardinals.
though.
That's why I told you not to take them. Cardinals are out. Rams are in. I'm going Aaron Rodgers. $39 million. You paid him $39 billion for a reason. He's got to get you to the playoffs. I think he does. I think he makes him win 1 or 2 more games. What do you think?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up when we were talking about.
Right?
Yeah, the Rams being the second place team in that division, it makes the argument weaker for like the Falcons, like I was talking about, because I think the Seahawks are really going to fire up there. Cardinals aren't going to be able to repeat. They had to go on a pretty good win streak at the end there to win it. That division, all of those teams were like 3-6 down the stretch. It was looking to be really bad, but the Cardinals pulled some games together. I don't think they'll do it again. I think this division is going to be kind of a roundabout every season, but the Seahawks definitely took some steps to put themselves into a consistent winner for that division. All
right, if you got any questions for Crossfire, we will put them on the board. Who is you guys' pick of which one of these teams won't make the playoffs in NBL Season 35? Double A, you can't say the lines. Also, guys, we got 35 people watching right now. 11 likes. If you can do us a big favor and hit stick, as my man Shotmaster would say, hit stick that thumbs up button, please. Give us a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. Right now, the AFC, who made it last year, were the Browns. They're the reigning back-to-back champions. The Colts, the Chiefs, the Jaguars, the Bengals, the Patriots. And see, I would have taken the Jets, but the Patriots somehow won, and the Patriots, to me, are the favorite with Gubb. He's in the Champions Club. He's got to get in. The NFC, we had the Giants, the Buccaneers, the Lions, the Cardinals, the Cowboys, the Bears. Any of those teams you see not making the playoffs. And we'll wait for answers to come in. Also, if you have any other topics you want to discuss, we can do it here on Crossfire. That's what this episode is about. This segment, excuse me. And we got the draft coming up live tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In just 1 hour, 59 minutes now, Lip. You're going to be drafting a player at 7th overall. You a little nervous?
No, we made our mistakes last year in the draft.
It has nothing to do with me. Don't say we. We as in you, not as us, because we're on the show together, and I don't think we made I didn't have any picks to make a mistake. My mistakes were made way before the draft, and I traded that pick away. Pricey, I'm coming for you. Josh Allen, he's missed 12 games in 2 seasons. But yeah, you're drafting 7th. What do you think? You're not making a mistake. You made a mistake last year. You went with a really bad wide receiver. Really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was his name?
Trevor Knapp.
That sounds bad.
I had it.
Good.
At
any point when you draft a bad wide receiver, do you think I'm going to make him good and show these guys what's up?
Yeah, and I did that, and for 4 games, he was pretty decent. He was actually like what you would expect for a rookie.
Yeah.
And then he got hurt, and then he missed his entire rookie season, and now he's just
not a rookie no more. So the desire's less.
I mean, I'm embarrassed. I still even know his name. It was that bad. I'm unable to forget it.
Oh wow, it
wasn't pacing or bad though.
All right, Super Bowl predictions is what Darth Ben's saying. Easy. San Francisco 49ers, Buffalo Bills. Book it. If that ever happened, I will write you a check for $1 million. It will bounce like a basketball, but still, I will do it. And I will pay the overdraft, whatever the bounce fee is. 50, well, I don't know what it is. My younger self does.
You don't have $1 million?
I mean, I'll write a check for one. Does that mean anything? All right, so Super Bowl predictions, Lip. What are you thinking right now? Early Super Bowl predictions. I mean, if I had to go Super Bowl predictions and my money was on the line, I'd go Browns, Cowboys, because why not? It happened twice already. And if I had to put money on it, I'd definitely go there. They're the most stable teams with less change. You know, I know they lost Sean Lee, the Cowboys, but, I mean, they're only going to get better offensively, talent-wise. I expect wide receiver galore to happen in this rookie draft. I think they're going to get better in this draft, and I think that better team is going to be on the field. And I just think if we really want to talk, I'm going to say Browns, Cowboys again.
Yeah, I had asked that a little bit ago, and the person that asked was bananas, so I wanted to spin it and say that if we could pick this, but we had to remove the Browns and the Cowboys, because I think that's going to be, that they're going to meet for a 3rd time in a row, I think. But if we had to pick other than those teams, I would really like to see a Chiefs-Giants Super Bowl because I think they're both really close. I played the Chiefs a lot. I think that they're really close, and they've made some moves in tonight's draft that I think is going to put them in the AFC Championship. And then the Giants have done a really good job. I'm just not sure who they're going to go with at quarterback, but they obviously can compete with the Cowboys because they won the division. They just got to figure out how to knock them off in the playoffs. And I think that'd be a great matchup, just like I think the Browns and Cowboys would be a great matchup if Star plays with his eyes open next time. But those are 2 games I'd really like to see in the Super Bowl.
All right, so we talked about I talked about the biggest loser in free agency to Timbo. He knew some teams that had put some bids on players that maybe were all in and they just couldn't snag the superstar. You know what team he said? I know you weren't listening. This is a trivia for you. What team do you think he said was a team actively involved? So he wanted to let their fan base know, hey, you have a team out here fighting to bring good players to this franchise, but it didn't work out because, the player just decided he didn't want to play for that team. You have an idea on the team he said? I'll give you 3 guesses.
I would like to make my first guess be the Chargers.
No, he did bring up the Chargers, but no, that's not who he eventually said. Or at least who he professed to me. I believe that's what he was saying. So no, it's an NFC team. How about that?
I want to say the Falcons, but I know that they didn't have a lot of money.
Yeah, they didn't have enough bids on people.
So I knew
this
that
guy was
bidding on
actively
anybody
involved,
big.
and he named at least 3 to 4 players that I was surprised that I was like, I do remember the Cardinals being aggressive. It's just they couldn't snag that big time signee, and they won their division. They're in the NFC.
They won their division in the NFC.
See, you're not going to remember because you still don't respect them as a division winner.
Then that would have to be the Bucs.
No, it's not the Bucs, Lip. Like I said, you don't respect this guy as a division winner.
Well, I mean, I don't respect this division winner?
Obviously not, because I said it was division winner, and he said, well, I know it's not the Lions.
Well, I mean, you just said like
Giants
10 seconds ago the Cardinals, and that's why I didn't guess the Cardinals, because I thought you were telling me the Cardinals.
I did. I told you the Cardinals already?
You literally just said the Cardinals were trying to bring in people, and that's why I thought that you were either telling me or you were using that as an example.
I didn't realize they even said that.
That's why I took the Cardinals off the board.
Well, that's good. It was a little psychological warfare there, dude. I won once again. I'm surprised about that.
I'm going to say yes, actually, because I don't think that they have a lot of money tied up in – I mean, they have David Johnson and Patrick Peterson, but I don't see a whole lot of money tied up other places. So I'm not sure why they wouldn't be able to bring in people. It seems like they should have been a big player. And being that close to being above 500, it seems like players would want to go there, in my opinion.
All right, so let's leave it on a final note here. Let's go ahead and close this, put a bow on it here. Episode number 48, 2 away from 50. 50 will be a special show, man. That'll happen probably sometime around, let me see what the date is, the 12th. So no show, the 26th. So it'll probably be the second week of December will be our 50th episode. We can make it some kind of Christmas special, Lip. And we'll do something. We'll start thinking about it now, brainstorming what we want. Lip, any final words here for this episode? Appreciate Timbo coming on for the live caller. This is the Crossfire segment. Lip, anything else?
Yeah, just the BR has absolutely been crushing it in just about everything. It's really awesome to wake up and a couple hours into your day see the news that maybe you missed something from the night before, maybe something's in the works that you don't know about, but BR sure as heck does. And it's really been a special thing. A huge shout out to those guys because it's really been, it's added a whole new level and everybody loves it. We were talking this morning about how we were just waiting. We're sitting here with our chat open waiting for news and stuff, and it's just like whenever in real life the NFL. Yeah, exactly. And it's just like that, because if somebody else is making a move, I need to know about it, and
Absolutely.
BR's helping out with that.
We peaked at 40, fantastic. We peaked at 41 concurrent viewers today. Appreciate everybody's support, guys. Also, here's a fun fact about the Cardinals. They tied on 5 bids, and guess how many of those 5 bids they won, Lip?
0.
Yeah, they didn't win a single one. That's going to do it for tonight's episode. It was November 12th. It was that Monday. Hopefully you had a Monday fun day here on the Commissioner Corner, episode number 48. Appreciate everybody stopping by. We'll see you tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 7 Central. That's 52 minutes away. The MBL Season 35 Rookie Draft is live, twitch.tv/MBL Network. Make sure you're there. But for the MBL and myself and Lip and everybody else who had anything to do with the show, oh, JB, shout out to you for the graphics. JB killed it, man. He's going to be top 10, man. He's just dominating. Got your mama hating. And I'm out of here, and we gone.
On this image like they blessed now, but really they've been thinking that they'll lose it all and wake up feeling stressed out. Now everybody's spending weekends getting drunk at clubs. I'm busy working while they finding temporary love. I made the sacrifices praying that it's worth it, but I know it's gonna work and I'ma get what I deserve until I'm gone.
People gonna keep on talking about me, but they don't understand the work that I do when they're not around me. They don't understand the life I chose, the nights alone, the highs and lows. They keep on talking about me, but they don't understand.
I'm doing everything I wanted when I started off, and now I realize that this ain't what I thought it was. And everything is amazing until you got it, like that girl you really wanted, but then you wanna just cut her off. I got a problem with finally being satisfied. Everything I got, I just wanna see it be multiplied. But every day I think about the shit I take for granted. Too many people want my spot, they tryna make me panic. Nobody coming close to where I really wanna be. I'm busy working day and night, I'll never stop like Gary V. I'm coming for that MVP, aiming for that Hall of Fame. I don't mind if you don't like me, everyone gon' know my name.